I was reborn into the apocalypse, and the very first thing I did was hand my space ability over to the government and kick off unlimited hoarding mode. My ability gave me infinite storage space but zero combat power, and that's exactly why both of my past lives ended in a brutal death. Funny enough, those beat-up government shelters backed by military iron will were the ones that lasted all the way to the end. Coming back this time, I realized personal strength means nothing against a global catastrophe. The only move? Give yourself to the state. Wipe out the national grain reserves and every strategic stockpile, while the zombies are still weak in the early days. Hit them with everything you've got and crush them before they evolve. That's the right call after being reborn. So without a second of hesitation, I picked up my phone and dialed the emergency line. Hello, I need to report something. I want to report an imminent large-scale public safety incident that's about to hit the entire world. Sir, please calm down. Walk me through exactly what's going on. I'm someone who's been reborn. The apocalypse hits in 1 month. I have an infinitely large storage space. I need the government's help to stockpile supplies. Dead silence on the other end of the line. The operator had clearly written me off as some kind of psych ward escapee. If you think I'm talking nonsense, write this down. Next Wednesday, a joint military exercise codenamed Thunder 24 will launch in the XC. The core test is a new electromagnetic railgun targeting a ship codenamed Meteor 09. Then I hung up and quietly sat on the couch, waiting for them to show up. The operator might not have known what a railgun was, but Thunder 24, as a military codename, combined with the dead certain tone in my voice, set off every alarm bell he had. Not long after, tires screeched outside. A full convoy had pulled up at the gate, a fully armed tactical unit was rushing in, and they were at my door in no time. They brought me in on suspicion of stealing and leaking classified state intelligence. Wang Yan, 24 years old, employee at Icon Trading Co. Parents deceased. No criminal record, no history of mental illness. Your file is clean as a blank sheet of paper. But the Thunder 24 exercise you mentioned is top secret. Fewer than 20 people in the entire system know about it. So tell me, who's your handler? And which agency are you working for? If I were a spy, would I call the cops and turn myself in? Director Lee, I told you, I've been reborn. Back from 10 years in the future? Look, I read web novels too, but national security runs on hard evidence, not plot twists. I let out a quiet laugh. You think this is my imagination? Director Lee, you've got a daughter at a university in Shanghai, right? The day the apocalypse hits, she'll call you from the library, and before she can finish a sentence, a turned classmate rips out her throat. Li Guodong shot to his feet and stared me down. That was his private life. Outside a handful of people in her file, nobody knew he had a daughter in Shanghai. Are you threatening me? No, I'm stating facts. Your daughter's story. You told me yourself. I'm trying to save the future. In our last life, you strapped yourself with high explosives and charged into a horde to cover the retreat. You were a hero. I respect that. Li Guodong went still. The weight and sorrow in this young man's eyes. There was no way that was an act. You're saying you've got a space that can hold an entire country? All right, prove it. 5 minutes later, the classified training grounds at the state security base. Li Guodong stood beside me, pointing at a heavy armored vehicle parked ahead. That thing weighs 6.8 tons. You said your space is unlimited, right? I walked up, pressed my hand against the cold, rough hull, and with a single thought, whoosh. The spot where the vehicle stood was nothing but empty concrete. Everyone's brain flatlined in that instant, jaws dropped. Li Guodong rushed into the empty space, frantically waving his arms and stomping around trying to find a projector. Where's the vehicle? Where did it go?